Hey everyone, I'm Mark from Travelshorts and today is my first day in Kaunas in Lithuania. Plan is to explore this city and then go to some Christmas markets later this evening. But before I do all that, I'm going to head downstairs and get some breakfast. Now, this is a first for me. I went down for breakfast. First of all, it was very, very busy and most of the items were taken. And then once I did get my food, I couldn't find anywhere to sit. All the tables were taken as well. So I've actually brought my breakfast up back to the room. I don't think I have ever done that before. I've always found somewhere to sit no matter what hotel I'm always in. So, new thing. At least it's nice and quiet up here. So this is what I've got. It's not much available. I got half a fried egg, a bit of a pancake, some ham, some cheese, what looks like a kind of a hot dog sausage, some beans, and a couple of slices of bread. And because I got to be healthy, I got myself an apple as well. So I'm going to try and enjoy this now, and then we're going to head out and explore Kaunas in a few minutes. But I guess I do have a bit of a view while I'm eating it this morning at my window. I have finished my breakfast. I am now out in Kaunas. First thing I'm going to do today is head towards the Old Town and see what sights are there. To get there, I'm just going to walk. I'm following Google Maps. And in about 10 minutes, I'm going to get to the longest pedestrianised street in Eastern Europe. So hopefully that should be some nice sights along the way. And literally just around the corner from my hotel, I've just stumbled across this quite unique looking building over here. Hotel is just over by there. Let's have a little look at it, shall we? I have no idea what it is. Okay, that's what it's called according to Google Maps. There it is there. So the doors are all locked up. You can see on that one there and on that one there. Oh look, there's a squirrel on the tree just by there as well. So we're not going to go inside. Taking a couple of shots from outside, a couple of photos. Now we're going to carry on heading back up the road to go to that pedestrianised street and to Old Town. So you might have noticed the weather today. When I was planning this trip just a few weeks ago, I was thinking, oh, it's going to be December, it's going to be beautiful winter weather, snow on the ground, Christmas markets, very festive. But no, when I arrived yesterday, it was raining. It's actually quite sunny today as well. Like I came packed up with all my kind of insulated gear. I've got insulated trousers. I've got my down jacket, which I've had to leave in the hotel room. I brought gloves, I brought hats, I brought a scarf. I don't think I'm going to need any of that. At least today anyway. It does plan to get a little bit colder over the next couple of days. But I don't think I'm going to experience snow, which is a shame really, because when you go to Christmas markets in Lithuania and Eastern Europe, you do imagine snow on the ground. But oh well, let's keep walking and get into that pedestrianised street. So this is known as the Partisan Alley. You can pause that if you want to read it, but it's basically in 1940 the Soviet Union brutally occupied the Republic of Lithuania, violating all international treaties. Lithuanian armed forces hope to avoid numerous victims who not dare to resist the occupants. So this is just a park about 5 minutes away from my hotel. Just go for a little walk in there, hey? Now, I'll be completely honest, I'm not up on my Lithuanian history. All it said on that statue was Alexandrias. He did have a crown, so I'm going to assume he was maybe a member of the royal family or a king of Lithuania in the past. Let me know in the comments down below if you know who that guy is. So, like I was saying about the weather, it is pretty warm. It's 7 degrees today according to my phone. So I did leave my down jacket in the room. All I've got is my waterproof coat, my shell, and like a fleece underneath and a t-shirt. I am still a little bit warm, to be honest. I'm not carrying a rucksack around today with me. I've got everything just stashed in my pockets. but I do have my little packable rucksack with me in case I buy some souvenirs and some presents from the Christmas markets later. We're just approaching the start of that pedestrianised street, and in front of me here I can see Church of St. Michael the Archangel, which is a 19th century Byzantine church. Just stand and get a view of it past these trees. We'll see it properly in just a minute. That is pretty impressive. We'll have a full walk around it in a second, but with the lights coming on it there and the blue sky, it looks beautiful. I wonder if I can go in there and have a look around. Just actually, before I go in, there's a statue on the ground over here. I'm just going to see what that is. Well, it looks like the doors are closed, so I'm not going to go inside there just yet. Maybe later on today when I'm walking back to the hotel, it'll be open and I can take a look inside, see what it looks like. And the pedestrianised street starts just by here. This door looks like it might be open, so let's see if we can get in there, shall we? So that was a really quick look around the Church of St. Michael the Archangel. I'm now right at the start of the pedestrianised street, which is behind me here. I'm going to walk all the way along it to get to the Old Town. And in total, this is 1.6 kilometres long, or equivalent of 1 mile, which makes it the longest pedestrianised street in Eastern Europe. And at night as well, I can imagine it's going to look beautiful, because look, there's Christmas lights in every tree all the way along. I'm also just looking as well at all the restaurants and cafes along each side of the street, because obviously tonight I'm going to want to get my dinner, maybe even a late lunch. Like that breakfast didn't really fill me up, if I'm being completely honest. So if there's anything quite unique and quite Lithuanian, I do want to try some Lithuanian food tonight if I can possibly do that. Or will I just eat lots of stuff at the Christmas market? Can think about that. But I will still keep looking for restaurants, see if anything takes my fancy, look at some menus on my way there to see if it's worth coming back here again tonight. Now, I'm not sure which way the wind's blowing. Actually, I am. Wind's blowing this way, so as you can see behind me, lovely blue sky, which I've just left. But ahead of me, there is grey skies, so it has given cloud all day today. It hasn't given rain, luckily. But I do hope that the blue skies hold out for a little bit longer, because one of the first places I want to go to when I get to the Old Town is the Kaunas Sign. So there's a sign that just says Kaunas, quite famous. Nice place to have your photograph taken. And I might even use that as part of the thumbnail for this video, I'm not sure yet. So I would like to go there while it's blue sky. That's about a 25-minute walk away from where I am now. But I'm not going to speed up, I'm still going to take it nice and leisurely. Just taking in all the sights along the street, like more cafes there. More cafes there. Lots of clothes shops as well. And it's pretty quiet, to be honest, but it is Friday morning. As you'd expect, this street goes on and on forever. Just on the left-hand side, there's this quite impressive building over there, so I'm just going to make a quick detour over there to see what that building is. So according to Google Maps, this is the Kaunas State Musical Theatre, and it does say, I think in Lithuanian, musical theatre up there. If anybody's watched The Sky at Night many years ago in the UK, I think he looks a bit like Sir Patrick Moore, which obviously it isn't. Okay, I'm going to head back onto the pedestrianised street and keep on walking into Old Town. Looks like I'm starting to come to the end of the pedestrianised street now, so the traffic is now on one side of the street. Still pedestrianised where I am here now. It looks like just at the top here is where it ends. So that was a mile, it didn't take me that long. I stand corrected, the pedestrian street just makes a left. So it's still going on. I can see it all the way into the distance. So it looks like this is the presidential palace. So it looks like we can walk around, at least outside. So let's have a look. So according to Google, this is the historical presidential palace. It's a museum of the former presidential palace, preserving local history via exhibits and a sculpture garden. So I'm obviously in the sculpture garden here. Let's see if we can go inside, shall we? Or actually, I won't go inside just yet, because I do want to go to that Kaunas logo side. And there's also the Kaunas Castle there as well, which I want to see first. It's not too far away, so we'll come back here later, but we'll just have a quick little look around the exterior and the sculpture garden. So here's a map of the area. So that's the way I just came in here. There's the presidential palace, and these must be the list of statues. There, I'll let you read that out because I can't pronounce half those words. So just looking on their website, if you do want to go into the historical presidential palace, the cost is the equivalent of £4.38, which I guess is about €5. Well over €5 to go in. So I think that's enough of just looking around the sculpture garden and the exterior of the building. I might come back later to have a look inside, but I've still got a few things on my list that I want to do first. So we're going to continue walking towards the main part of Old Town. Looks like we go under the road by here to get to the other side. And we've come out right by the Church of the Holy Sacrament. Let's see if we can get in there, shall we? Although the gates are closed. And it looks like there's a Michelin-starred restaurant here as well, right next to it. So I guess the restaurant is over there, and the church is by there. Where I can't see a way of getting into the church unless I need to go near the front. I'll tell you what, I'll just double back on myself for a couple of minutes and just see if there's a way in through the front. So that's the underground walking area that I just came out of there. Church is directly on the left-hand side here. No, it looks like there's no entry for pedestrians over there. So let's just go back. I'll head back that way. So it was worth a try, but I just can't seem to find a way in. There was a couple of doors in that kind of courtyard over there, but they had a key card on there. So it must be a private church. Maybe this tourist can't go in. And look, there's a door there as well, but that's locked. There we go, that's what it looks like. And it looks like this used to be the main door by here, but that's just boarded off now. If you look at there, got a mosaic up by there. Let's keep walking. So if you haven't watched my previous video, which I filmed yesterday, which was my travel day coming here to Lithuania from Liverpool John Lennon Airport, I told you basically why I'm here. But in case you haven't seen that one, I'm here in Lithuania for just a couple of days. I've come here for the Christmas markets. So it's just less than 2 weeks to go now before Christmas. I'm in Kaunas today, exploring the city, exploring the Christmas markets. And then tomorrow I'm catching a Christmas themed train to Vilnius, which is the capital of Lithuania. And I'm going to spend the whole day there tomorrow and go to the Christmas markets there as well before flying back the next day. And one of the reasons I came to Lithuania this year is, well, not just the very cheap flight. So I only paid £28 return from Liverpool to Kaunas with Ryanair, but also Vilnius is the European Christmas capital of the year this year. So hopefully it's going to be really good when I go tomorrow to Vilnius and have a look around and see what they're doing for all the Christmas festivities. I can see we're just approaching the Cathedral of St. Peter and St. Paul's right ahead of me here. Although it looks like there's a school group going in there at the moment, so I won't go in there just yet. probably another thing to do on the way back later. Actually, I think I will go in now. Now, I'll be completely honest, that really shocked me when I went in there, because from the outside, it's quite an unassuming building, but when you go inside, it's absolutely stunning in there. Really traditional looking, total contrast to the outside. Anyway, let's keep walking. And it looks like we're coming up to the town square area, which is where the Christmas market will be later today. You can see these pods are already here. That's going to be all the Christmas market stalls. And I'm sure this area has been recently renovated. And last year, this was all, well, throughout this year, I should say, this area was all dug up and actually relaid all these new paving stones here. And it looks beautiful. Going to head towards the centerpiece over there, that church. And we've also got a really big Christmas tree over there, which that's going to look really nice tonight when it's all lit up. And I did just make a mistake then. I did refer to that as a church, but it's not a church, it's Kaunas Town Hall. You can see these Christmas market stall pod things here. I'll be back later tonight to explore all this area once it's dark and everything's lit up. Let's see if we can go inside. Oh, it looks like it's not open until 12 o'clock. I'll come back later. I guess that's another thing I said I keep coming back later to. I'm going to run out of time before I can come back to all these places. And I did mention they were doing some renovation work earlier in the year. It looks like it hasn't been completed yet, so it looks like there's construction work going on behind those fences there. To the right, next to the town hall and the market area. So there's the construction work going on, and all the way around here as well, around the back of the town hall. An interesting looking water fountain there. So there's Kaunas Castle. I'll be heading there in just a few minutes after I see the Kaunas sign, which is right by there. So I've made it to the Kaunas sign, I've taken my pictures, I'm now going to head off and go to the Kaunas Castle. So we're going to get our tickets from over there. Now, I'm not sure how much the tickets will be to enter the castle, but I'm sure it won't be too much. And I'll go in there wherever anyway. I do want to see what it's like inside. Great angle of the castle here as well. It really looks nice from outside. Although I do compare castles to the castles we have back home in Wales. And I have to admit, castles in Wales look a lot more fortified than this one. Sorry if I've insulted any of my Lithuanian viewers with that comment. So just on the way into the castle, I passed this building behind me here. I went in. It is actually St. George's Church and Benedictine Monastery. And according to the information here, it was constructed in the 16th century. Now I've done a complete loop around the exterior of the castle. and I can't find a way in. So maybe that sign where it said tickets to the right meant first of all you got to go up the stairs and then turn right, because I'm pretty much back by the Kaunas sign, which is just by there. Oh well, I got a great view of the outside as well with the sun shining on it, so that's not too bad anyway, because I would have walked around the exterior later anyway. So I did something, so when I saw that, I assumed tickets was over there, but tickets, am I there? How did I miss that? Although the door does look locked. Oh no, should be open. Door's just closed. Okay, so I got my ticket. It was only €4, which I think is pretty cheap. I'm going to start here in the underground vaults and take a look around. Why not go down to the dungeon first? So that looked like all of the dungeon. Time to head back upstairs and tour the rest of the castle. So this is just an education space. I think I'll keep going upstairs. So come out to the viewing platform. So this is that tower or turret we could see when we were walking around outside. In fact, that's the theatre area down there that we walked past, with the church just a bit further in that direction. You can't, but you can just about see it through that slit there. And there's the exit there when I do want to come out. But I've still got another floor to go, yeah. Quite windy by here as well. I don't know if the mic's picking up that wind, but you can see I call it flapping, it's windy. Although it is remarkably warm. Like I said earlier, it's 7 degrees here today in Kaunas. And I really wanted it to be, say, minus temperatures. So if it did rain, especially the rain we had last night, there'd be some beautiful snow on the ground. But unfortunately, no snow. And I believe just a little bit further to the left there, about 500 meters, is the confluence of two rivers combining. I'm not sure if we're going to walk down that way later. I think we're going to head back more into the Old Town and go on the Funicular Railway to another observation platform, which is back in the direction I came. Let's go back inside and go up to the next floor. But on this floor as well, this exhibition here, it looks like it's showing artifacts which they've found during archaeological digs on the castle here. So we've got a selection of old tiles and some more items. We've actually dug up pottery shards, lots of pottery shards actually. Let's keep going upstairs. Cultural space, floor 4. Looks like there's another viewing platform up here as well, so it'll be slightly higher view. And this is the very top as well, so if you look above me, there you can see the ceiling structure and the roof structure above me there. All made of timber, very impressive. Let's go out on this viewing platform. So there's the Kaunas sign there, so that's the way I came in. I walked from that direction over there, had a few photos by the sign, and went this way into the castle. You can see it is actually quite small. So if you look, there's these spaces behind me. So it is quite a small circular structure, this turret is, this castle. But for €4, you're not going to expect too much. I think that was a reasonable price. I think that's probably if it was any more than €4, it might have been a bit too expensive for what it is, because I have literally done it all now in the space of, less than 10 minutes. So I'm going to head back in, go back down to the next floor, and then exit the castle. I've just had a look on Google Maps, and the walk to the Funicular Railway is going to take about 20 minutes. So again, I'm just going to take my time walking there and see if there's anything interesting along the way. One of the downsides as well is not carrying a rucksack, which I normally do everywhere I go, just purely because I didn't want to pack too much, because I was just flying Ryanair, and they're very funny when it comes to the size of your backpacks. I don't get to carry a drink around with me, and I am getting pretty thirsty now. I've been walking around for about 2.5 hours. I haven't really stopped for a snack or a drink, so maybe on the way to the funicular I might stop and get myself a drink, or when I go on the funicular and go to the top, there might be a cafe or something up there as well. I know there's some observation areas up there, but we'll have a look while I'm walking over there. Anyway, time to go down the floor and exit the castle. Just as you exit as well, they do have this viewing platform out here, and if you want to just view this, you don't even need to get yourself a ticket. So that's where I've just come from there. That's the castle and the museum, and there's a guardrail, but you can just come straight up the stairs and go to this platform here if you want a nice shot of the surrounding area from a bit higher, and no ticket required. So let's follow Google Maps and head towards the Funicular Railway. Like I said, it should be about a 20-minute walk, but I'll take my time and see if we see anything interesting along the way. So if you do want to go to that viewing platform, so this is where I was earlier. I went that way to get my tickets to have a tour around the castle. But if you just go up these steps to the observation area, there, you can go out to by there, and that's free of charge. So just having a look. I went up the tower, but I didn't actually get to go that way at all. So that must be more private, all that area there, I guess. So the only place you can actually go and see, at least that I noticed, went down into the dungeons, and then I went up into the tower. But yeah, all that area there, I didn't even see a doorway to go to there. But maybe I missed it, but I don't think I did. So maybe that's like storage, or maybe for private functions, that area there. Or maybe something to do with the theatre as well. So the other side where we walked around it earlier, there's theatre seating. It's almost like an amphitheatre situation going on there. So they must do performances here, maybe in the summer or late at night as well. I imagine at night that would look absolutely stunning, having a theatre performance or a musical or something down there. And to be honest, it's kind of open top all the way that way. So maybe there isn't for the tourists. Let's head towards that funicular. So if I didn't show it earlier, like I said, all the way around where I guess the moat used to be, there's these theatre seatings all the way along, all the way back around behind there to the church, which we visited just a few moments ago there. Let's go back over the bridge, past the Kaunas Sign, and go towards the funicular. Google Maps is sending me down old back streets, which I think adds to the character of the place. Looks like I've done a loop, and I'm back by the Cathedral of St. Peter and St. Paul, where I was about an hour ago. So on Google Maps, I just got to keep going that direction. It looks like when I come to the end of the street, I turn right, I'll be back at the town square area, but I'm going to keep going straight on. And I'm only another 14 minutes away from the funicular, so it's not that far. And I'm just enjoying all the streets that I'm walking down as well. They're absolutely beautiful. Very rustic. So I'm back in the town square, and whereas before I walked in that direction to go to the castle and the Kaunas Sign, I'm going to be walking in this direction to go to the Funicular Railway. And like I said, I'll be back here later today once it starts getting dark to start doing all the Christmas market activities. It'd be great to see that tree, what it's like lit up at night. and the lights here around here in the square, and there's Christmas markets as well. I don't know if they're going to bring anything else out once it gets dark and the Christmas market goes into full swing. There's got to be some other areas as well around here, because that can't be the only Christmas market here in Kaunas. I'll have to Google that. Like, I thought everything was going to be here, but that just can't be it. So ahead of me here is a church. Let's have a look what it is. It's called the Church of Vytautas the Great. Shall we see if we can go inside that one? I'm going to assume this is Vytautas, and he's got his little dog there as well. And I do apologise if I'm pronouncing these names totally wrong. A really short detour there to visit that church. Now we're going to go over the bridge across the river and head to the funicular. The sun has really come out to shine. Who would have thought it? I should have brought my sunglasses, not my woolly hat and gloves. It looks like the entrance to the funicular railway is just on the left-hand side when you come off the bridge, just by there. But let's be safe, just go over here and cross the pedestrian crossing. Looks like it's been here since 1948. So it looks like they're on their lunch from 12 till 1. It's only 3 minutes to 1 now, so just gotta wait for 3 minutes for the next train. Looks like they've started moving. Could be down any second. I'm not actually sure how you pay either. There's no pay station here at the bottom, so I guess you either pay on board or at the top is the pay station. As you can see, it's coming into the station now. So that was a really short ride. You pay on board. I pay, it's cash only, not card, and it was €1 for the trip. And there was no hanging around. Literally, as soon as we came off, you went back down again. Okay, so let's see what we've got at the top of here, shall we? Let's explore. So like I said, I did pay on board. I paid cash. It was cash only. And single tickets are €1 each, and concessions are 50 cents. Or 20 cents. There's the timetable, so it looks like it goes every 10 minutes. Well, I guess the first thing I've got to do is head over in this direction to the observation area. Looks like there's a number of benches to overlook the city of Kaunas. So I guess that's what Kaunas used to look like back when cameras like that existed and somebody came up here to take a photograph. A lot more boats in the water. So my main reason, obviously, to come up here was just to use the funicular railway. Been to the observation area to look down on Kaunas. Not sure if there's anything else up here, so I'm just going to check Google Maps if there is anything of any note up here. Well, obviously there's things of note, but it probably looks a lot residential, if I'm being honest. So I'm just going to check Google Maps now. If there's nothing else here to visit, I'm going to head back down on the funicular again. I've checked. I will search by attractions and museums. Doesn't look like there is anything up here, so I'm going to head back down on funicular. But before I do that, I'm actually going to take a break for the first time today. So I'm just going to sit on this bench overlooking the observation area. I think I'll take about 10 or 15 minute break. Yeah, One of the things I was looking to do when I was in Kaunas today was visiting TripAdvisor's #1 thing to do here in Kaunas, and that is the KGB Bunker Museum. But I didn't realise until last night when I just planning my kind of route that I was going to take today, and I went on their website, and it says you have to contact them to arrange your visit. So it looks like they only open if you pre-book a time slot or pre-book the time to go there, I guess based on the amount of people who are going. So it's a good job I checked that last night, because if I just decided to go there today, and I would have needed to get a taxi to go there, I think it was about 4 miles away, so I don't fancy walking 4 miles. Or I could have actually used the bus system as well. So I've got an app on my phone allowing me to use the buses. I'll put the name of it here. It begins with a Z. I can't remember what it's called. And then you just buy your bus passes on there. Or alternatively, you can just go on board a bus and do a tap on with your card. But yeah, so imagine if I just turned up there after getting in a taxi or a bus and the doors were locked. So I'm lucky I checked last night. It's a shame, because after looking on TripAdvisor a week or so ago, it did look really interesting. And like I said, it's the #1 top thing to see here in Kaunas. I've rested here for a while now. I'm going to head back down on the funicular and continue walking around the city, I think. You know what? I think rather than going down on the funicular, it's only a short walk. I've just come to buy here. And there's a staircase going all the way down. So I think I'm going to walk down. Yeah. So I'm going to head back over the bridge again and go back into the Old Town area. Go around the town square and then keep walking around. Probably find something for lunch as well. And I'm walking on the other side of the bridge coming back. And now that the sun has gone in or behind some clouds, it's starting to get a bit colder now. But still, I don't think I needed my hat or gloves, which I've left in the hotel room. And I'm still pretty warm, just with a fleece and an outer shell as well to stop the wind. I've made it back into the main town square. Oh, something's going on over there. Somebody's ringing a bell and cheering. What's that about? It looks like whatever they did is finished. So yeah, that group were cheering. There was a guy at the end in that doorway by there, just ringing a big bell. I really do hope when it gets dark, there's going to be more Christmas activity stuff going on here in Christmas Market. Really do. There must be more than this. Must be more than this. Even small towns have a bigger Christmas market than this. I'm going to start Googling, because this isn't much at all. How many pods are there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14 pods? Just to put that into perspective, last weekend, me and my daughter, Holly, were in Winchester for their Christmas market, and they had way over 100 market stalls all around the cathedral area. So there's got to be more Christmas markets here. So like I said, I've got to Google it, and when we come later, once it gets dark, we should hopefully see lots of Christmas markets around Kaunas. I might start looking for somewhere to get my lunch. I'm going to walk back in that direction. There are a couple of other things I want to see, maybe. There's a Great War Museum, and then there's another church with an observation platform up one of the towers, so I'm probably going to go in there as well. But again, just got to go for walks and look around. No set agenda. I'm only really here for the Christmas markets at night. Oh, it looks like there's another group there. It looks like somebody just got married. They're just drinking some champagne. So maybe that's what that bell ringing was over there as well. It's a separate group. Or maybe, I guess, because this is the town hall, people get married here. Anyway, let's keep walking around Kaunas. Ah, look at that. It looks like they're setting up a stage there. So hopefully tonight there might be something going on by there. So on my way walking around, I thought I deserve a little snack. I've done a lot of walking today, so I've stopped at this place called Holy Donut. Got myself a donut, obviously, hence the name Holy Donut. It's a strawberry cherry forest fruit donut. It costs €4.50, so that's pretty pricey for a donut. Hopefully it's going to taste really nice. And that's what it looks like. So I've been given a knife and fork to eat this, so maybe it's full of cream and berries and all sorts of good stuff. So I've always used a knife and fork to eat this donut. I don't think I've ever had a donut with a knife and fork before, but first of all, cherry. So you see it? Bit better. There we go. Okay, so that's what it looks like inside. Some sort of cream, or I did get dough actually, maybe. Okay, I'll probably be filled. Tastes really nice. Anyway, I don't think you guys want to see me eating a donut, so I'll finish this and let's get back on the move in a minute. So I just spent about 5-10 minutes eating that donut inside Holy Donut. Tasted really, really nice. I'm a bit surprised there was no filling in there though, just dough in the middle. All the toppings were the flavour. And €4.50, it probably was slightly overpriced, but it still tasted really good. Let's keep on walking around Kaunas, shall we? So it looks like I'm just arriving at the Great War Museum. You see some statues on the outside here, as well as that very tall tower. And I think you can go up there, not to the very top of that tower, but to the platform just about there and have a look over the city. So I might do that as well as the Great War Museum. Oh, and it looks like there's an eternal flame over here as well. So let's take a look at the eternal flame. So that is the Great War Museum. Let's have a look inside. And over in that direction as well, you can see some people ice skating. So when I Googled other Christmas markets in Kaunas, when I was sitting back over in Town Square, they said to come over to this area, which is called Unity Square. And there's more Christmas markets here as well as an ice skating rink. We'll go into the museum first, then we'll come out and have a look what's going on over there. And as well, I do want to... No, that's actually not the tower I was talking about earlier, so do forgive me. That's not the tower I was thinking of. I think the tower I want to go up is the other side over there. So we'll see that later as well, hopefully. That's the other tower I was thinking about. It's called Christ Resurrection Basilica, and it's a 13-minute walk there. It closes at 6 o'clock. It's only approaching 2:30 now, so we will go into the Great War Museum first, then have a little look around the market there, and then continue walking 13 minutes in that direction to Christ Resurrection Basilica. And again, I'm not sure how much this museum is going to cost. I doubt it'll be very expensive, and I want to go and have a look around anyway, so we're going in no matter what. So it looks like the opening hours of this museum is 10 until 5, so we've still got plenty of time yet. So I've got my ticket to enter. That's just €5, which I think is really good value. So far, both the castle and this museum, they're pretty cheap if I'm being completely honest. So let's have a look around. Now I admit, I thought this place was called the Great War Museum, and when I think of the Great War, I think of the First World War. But it looks like it's about war in general that's happened in Lithuanian history, dating back from what looked like the Iron Age in that first room over there.
Now we've got knights here, and chainmail, swords, some early muskets in there. So far, really fascinating. Let's head upstairs. I'll come back to that bottom floor, which looks like more recent history, in the area where I first entered the museum at the end, I think, so I'll start as high as I possibly can. So that was a tour around the Great War Museum here in Kaunas. Altogether, I think that was at least 30-40 minutes. Yeah, it's 3:05 now. So I spent quite a while in there. Definitely worth the €5 entry fee. I think that was a lot better value actually than the €4 to go into Kaunas Castle earlier. But they're both still reasonably good value, like €4 and €5. So I've done 2 museums today for less than €10. So I think I'm going to walk through Unity Square and head towards that Basilica with the tower we can go up, which I think is all the way in that direction. Let's get Google Maps out. So it looks like it's going to be a 13-minute walk. Not very long really, is it? And 750 meters away. I think I'll go and have a look at that ice skating rink, actually. I'm not going to take part in it today. When was the last time I've been ice skating? Oh yeah, when I was in Norway 2 years ago was the last time I went ice skating, and that was only for a really short amount of time. They actually had free ice skates in Alta. You just try them on and go around a little rink just in the middle of the town. It was amazing. But before then, it's been a number of years since I've been ice skating, so I don't want to try it now and probably end up breaking my ankle or something while I'm here for a couple of days. So I'll just watch, see what people are up to. And that is where I'm heading, that tower all the way over there. Again, just like the town square, there doesn't seem to be that much Christmas market stuff going on here. You've got those 2 pods there, you've got the 1 pod over there, and you've got the ice skating rink. But that seems to be everything. I am hoping that once it does get dark, there'll be a lot more activity here and Christmas market related activity. I think it needs a funicular to get up this hill. Okay, that's where I want to go. I'm a little out of breath now. I assume I need to go around the front. I have made it to the front door of Christ's Resurrection Basilica. Let's go inside, take a look around. Okay, it doesn't look like we go through this door. Lots of things on the ground there. There's an arrow pointing that way. So I'm going to assume the way in is over this direction. But before I go in, just look at the height of that. So I've just paid the entrance fee. It's actually €5 to use the lift, or €3 to go up the stairs. So I might as well use the lift. I've done a lot of walk today. And here it is now. And this is just for the terrace as well. Unfortunately, it's not to the very top of that tower, which is a shame. I bet there'd be a great view from up there. So this is just the terrace. I think it's only 3 floors up. Maybe I should have walked to save myself a couple of euros. Well, the lift is taking a while to get up there. There we go, out on the terrace. Okay, I'll be completely honest, I don't think it was worth €5. When I think those observation areas that we went to earlier, which were free of charge, you have a better view from. But it's a nice little novelty coming up here, and I guess it helps fund the preservation of the Basilica as well, so I don't mind donating for things like that. And there's the top of the tower up that way. It's a shame we can't go to the top of there. I wonder if the lift carries on, or if this is as far as the lift actually goes. There's only 2 other people up here with me. Over there. There's the view in that direction. Not that much to see. So it looks like you have to pay to use the telescope as well. Imagine, hasn't got a price on it, but I imagine it's coins. So oh, there we go. It's €1 to use the telescope. Again, I don't think there's that much need in using it. If you want to look over there, not much to see. Let's go to the end, see what's in that building area over there. Nothing, it's locked. There's a good view of the tower over there and the whole terrace. And let's see what's to see in this direction. Again, not that much. So I definitely do think that those 3 observation areas that we saw earlier were obviously a lot better value because they were free of charge, but I think they had a lot better views as well. So, you know, it's a nice little experience being on this terrace, looking at that tower. But yeah, I think save your €5, if I'm being completely honest. So I think I'm going to call it a day up here on the terrace. I'm going to head back down, see if I can look around inside the Basilica, because I was kind of, when I paid for my ticket, the lady led me directly to the lift. I didn't get a chance to look inside, so hopefully we can go inside. And then after, I think I might head back to the hotel, try and stop in the supermarket or somewhere along the way so I can get myself a nice big bottle of water, because I haven't drank anything today yet. Take that back to the hotel room, relax for a couple of hours because I have been on my feet since early this morning, and then come out again once it's dark and start exploring all the Christmas markets and festivities. I've got my fingers crossed they might be more out than we saw when we went to Union Square just around the corner and the main market square where we were earlier today. Because if it's just those little pods and nothing else, oof. If that's the case, I'm looking forward to Vilnius tomorrow. But we'll see. There's got to be more. Maybe it comes alive at night once everybody's there again in the Christmas spirit. It's Friday night as well, so it should be pretty lively. Anyway, I'm going to head back down on the lift now, have a look if I can inside the Basilica, and head back to the hotel. Just trying to look through the window of the tower. Looks like it's just a stepladder going up, if you can see there. Must be more in there. Can't you use stepladders to get to the top, can you? Anyway, let's go back in. It's getting pretty windy up there. And we're going to go back down in the lift. Get value for my €5. So I've just pressed floor number 2, not the ground floor. It says organ, so maybe let's have a little look what's the organ here. And then I'll go down to the ground floor of the church. Looks like it's a locked door to the organ. So let's go back down to the first floor. So the organ area must be for the people that just work here. So I was able to look around the Basilica, the church, in the end on the ground floor here. And to be honest, it was in stark contrast to all the other ones I've visited today. It's very minimalist, it's very modern looking, very clean white walls. Nothing really of any note in there. So the main thing is going up to that terrace up there. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to head back to the hotel now. It's about to get dark shortly. I'm hopefully going to stop in a supermarket or a shop along the way, get myself a drink, maybe get a little snack, and then come back out again once it's dark to visit the Christmas markets and also get my dinner. So I'll see you back at the hotel. According to Google Maps, I'll tell you how long it's going to be now. So it's going to be a 23-minute walk and it's 1.8 kilometers away. Like I said, hopefully I'll pass a shop or two along the way. So I just went to the supermarket next door, which was really convenient. I got myself a Pepsi, a sandwich, and a bottle of water. My card's not letting me into the room, so I've got to go down to reception and get it rescanned, I guess. Let's try this again. So I'm back in the room. I'm going to stay here for maybe an hour or two till it gets pretty dark. Like I said, I got myself a Pepsi, bottle of water, and I grabbed a chicken sandwich as well, just to tide off the hunger till I go back into town, well, back into the city, and have my dinner later tonight. So I'll see you guys once I'm back outside again. And in the meantime, I'm going to put everything onto charge as well. Well, I've been in the hotel room for a while. It's time to go back out and explore the Christmas markets around the town hall area and Unity Square. I put my insulated jacket on now because it's night time, it's dark, so it's probably going to be a bit colder. And I'm going to bring my woolly hat as well, just leave it in my pocket, just in case I need it a bit later if my ears get cold. Anyway, let's head out. It's not cold enough to warrant the hat yet, but it is a bit of a nip in here. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Unity Square first. That's the place that had that ice rink. It's kind of a small detour on the way to the town hall area. Because I was thinking the town hall is about a 45-minute walk from my hotel. So after I get there, I have dinner. I might not want to walk all the way back, so I might get a taxi. So just to cover all my bases, I'm going to go to Unity Square first. I'm going to walk down that pedestrianised street as well with all the lights, so it should be a totally different atmosphere from when I walked through there this morning. And just look at that, I've just turned around the corner on the way to the church that I went to first thing this morning by there, which was the Church of the Archangel Michael. I think I remember that correctly. And look at this, all the lights are on already on the trees. There's some nice decorations on that building wall over there. So we're going to walk down this pedestrian street and see the beautiful lights all the way down. So when I was walking back to the hotel earlier, I was checking out menus on the restaurants and stuff and seeing what they had to offer. Unfortunately, all the ones that look kind of traditional food for Lithuania, they didn't have the menus outside. I couldn't see anything, and I don't want to go into a traditional looking restaurant without seeing a menu, get sat down and then realise, oh, I don't really like anything that they're offering. There's plenty of pasta places, plenty of pizza places, plenty of kebab places. You know what you're going to get there? Burger places as well. But I don't really want to have any of that food. I want to try some Lithuanian food, but I also want to see the menu before I go into the restaurant. So hopefully I see a few places that have got some menus outside. Now, fair play. That's really impressive with all the light outside. So I made it onto the pedestrian street. I'm going to head down here just for a short while, then I'm going to turn right and head towards Unity Square. But yeah, really looks nice now that it's dark and all the trees are lit up. See, this is the kind of thing that I mean. See, it looks really nice looking restaurant there. It's called Khachapuri Bistro. But there's no menus at all outside, so I have no clue what type of food they actually serve inside. Like I said, I just don't want to just go inside, be seated, and then realise, don't really fancy anything on that menu. Whereas you know what you're going to get in Pizza Verde, Napoli, Lita. And again, places like this have menus outside. Yeah, it might be in Lithuanian, but you can work that out via Google Translate. And that basically said where it is, Hesburger. You know what you're going to get in Hesburger, which is all the restaurants don't have the menu out. Do they expect people to just maybe know what's in there and you go in anyway? Let's keep walking and looking for menus. And you don't want to just start staring through the window at people's plates and wondering what the food is and having a look if it looks nice or not. It'd be very off-putting for the people eating. Again, something here, but no menu. Right, so the pedestrian street continues down that way. I'm going to turn right and go up that way there, and Unity Square is about 3 minutes away. So we've got another pizza place here with a menu outside. Again, you know what you're going to get in a pizza place. So I hope I don't have to have a pizza or a burger tonight. Like I said, I would like some Lithuanian food, but I need to know what I'm eating first. Okay, there's Unity Square. You can see it's all lit up now for the evening. Let's go and see if there's anything different here. A lot of people ice skating here, just like there was earlier when I was here during daylight. All these Christmas trees now surrounding the ice rink has been lit up. That's the way I walked up there to head towards the Great War Museum. No, actually, the Great War Museum was over that way. So that's the way I walked to go to the viewing terrace on that church, on the Basilica. Okay. There are a few restaurants in front of me here. One is bubble tea, so I don't want that, but let's just see if they've got a menu. Okay, they look more like bars than restaurants. So I think I'm going to walk back around that way. Actually, there's some stairs up there. I'm going to see if I can get a better view of the ice rink by going a little bit higher. Okay, so there is a slightly better view of the ice rink from up here. I think I'm going to continue walking that way, go back down. Well, first of all, I just look at those two little booths over by there. And then I'm going to head back down to the main pedestrian street and continue walking to the town hall area in Old Town. And keep my eye out for something to eat. I feel really bad because there's food places, restaurants, cafes everywhere, and I can't find anything to eat. That's ridiculous. Maybe I just need to bite the bullet, and if something's got a traditional Lithuanian name, I just go in and I maybe just ask, excuse me, could I see the menu, please, before I sit down? I can't read that without my glasses, but that, if you can see it on the screen here, I might even zoom in, is how much it costs to rent some ice skates. In fact, I can zoom in a bit better on my camera, but I still can't read it on the small screen. So that's how much it costs to rent some ice skates. So this area is exactly the same as it was earlier today when it was daylight, apart from the illuminated lights, of course. And in the background there, you can see that Basilica, which I went right to the top. Well, not quite to the top, but to that terrace about halfway up. What I'm going to do now is head back to the pedestrian street and keep walking towards the town hall area in Old Town. So this looked promising because of the menu, but it's just burgers, some mussel salad soups, pasta, and a pizza. And there's a line to get in as well. That's something I haven't thought about as well. If I do find a nice restaurant with a menu outside selling traditional Lithuanian food, am I able to get in as well? Because it's 7 o'clock on a Friday evening. I guess that's prime time for going for your dinner. Surprisingly though, I'm still not very, very hungry. I had that sandwich in the room that I got from the supermarket, and I had that donut earlier, and I had a little bit of breakfast. Like, I know it might be surprising for the size of me, but I don't eat that much usually.
Oh, I think I can see a Christmas train coming towards me. I think that goes between here, so the town hall, and Unity Square.
But that's the first time I've seen it going so far, and I've been walking along this road for at least 20 minutes. I can hear some music. We're just going past St. Paul's and St. Peter's Cathedral, where I was earlier today. Just about to head into the town square, which is where that music's coming from. So maybe earlier today we saw them actually building a stage outside the town hall. There might be a live band there, unless it's just someone coming through the speakers. But we'll see in about 2 minutes. There's a lot of people just queuing up by here. Not 100% sure what it is. Oh, it looks like that is the pick-up and drop-off point for that train that we just saw. So all these people are waiting for that train to come back. Okay, we're now in the town square. It's all lit up, it looks great. You can hear that music. Let's see if it's a live band, shall we? Or if it's just a speaker with a pre-recorded music on. Okay, I've got my first snack. I don't know if you can hear me with the music going on behind me, but I've got one of these. I'm not sure what it's called, but I did take a photograph of what it is. So I'll insert that now, and you can read what it is. But it looks like a dough kind of cone sprinkled with sugar. It's got apple and cinnamon inside. It was actually made fresh for me right there. So they got the bread dough thing, put it on a spit, almost like a charcoal grill that you get in a kebab shop, and it was rotating. And I know it shouldn't be because this is winter in Lithuania, but I've also got it filled with vanilla ice cream. So let's try this. So I have got a spoon as well, but I won't be able to use the spoon, film, and eat at the same time. So I'll just try the ice cream first. Just standard soft serve ice cream as you'd expect. I'm going to start eating this now. When I'm finished, I'll tell you guys what it was like. See you shortly. So it looks like I've finished eating the ice cream and also all the apple, little chopped up apple that was at the bottom. Now I'm just going to have the dough. I've been saying dough, more of a pastry, like you get on kind of apple turnovers, that kind of thing. Now it's covered in sugar as well. So it tastes really nice, and this cost €8. So I think that's it for the town square. There wasn't a band on, it's just pre-recorded music. Very difficult to talk to the camera as well because of it, because no doubt I'll have to kind of mute most of the audio here as well because I'll get done by the YouTube copyright police. I've visited, or at least walked past, all the booths. I've had that one ice cream thing. The majority of things are just snacks and drink. So I think that's it. I'm going to head back. I think I'm going to bite the bullet as well and maybe get myself a pizza for something to eat, which is a shame. Or should I hang around a bit longer and see if a band is actually going to come on stage? Because why have a stage if there's not going to be a band and some live music or some sort of act? So it's 10 to 8 now. Maybe I'll hang around till 8 o'clock because you got quite a few people just standing around. So maybe they're waiting for something as well. So I'll wait around for another 10 minutes and see if anything happens. Oh, it looks like in this booth behind me, I didn't notice it earlier, but you can meet Father Christmas. So I've been hanging around for about 20 minutes. It's now 10 past 8. Nothing's happening. I was starting to get a bit cold, so I broke out the woolly hat. There's still just a lot of people hanging around, so I don't know if they're hanging around waiting for something to appear on that stage over there, or if they're just generally listening to this music and just hanging around to get the Christmas vibe. I hadn't actually noticed, but there's a DJ up there. I thought this was all pre-recorded music, but no, he's been playing since I got here. Although it's not exactly Christmas music. I'm going to wait for just one more song and then I'm going to start heading back. So that last song that I waited for was that classic Christmas song, The Crazy Frog. Now playing Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. I'm going to start heading back to the hotel, I think. What time is it? Look, it's 20 to 9, so I was hanging around. I've been there for about an hour listening to that music. Not really what you expect, but it's still good. Quite a lot of it was good music. They had started off with Pump Up the Jam, then they had Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams. What else do I remember? Jimmy Somerville, the song from Flashdance. Nothing Christmassy at all. Anyway, I'm just going to walk back slowly and probably end up having a pizza or something like that. So I've given up on having traditional Lithuanian food today. I'll save that for tomorrow when I'm in Vilnius. Hopefully I will find somewhere I can eat there. In the morning, I am actually having a walking tour around the city. So I'll speak to the guide, see if they can recommend anywhere as well where I could go for my lunch. So I mentioned tomorrow I'm going to be going to Vilnius. That'll be in the next episode. It's going to be a very long day as well. I'm getting up very early, I think about 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'm going to catch a Christmas-themed train from Kaunas train station, taking me all the way to Vilnius train station. I think that departs about 6:45 in the morning. No, 7:45 in the morning. Train time will be about an hour and 15, an hour and 20 minutes. And the train itself is all Christmas themed. I'm not 100% sure what it's going to look like. When I came to book the train tickets a few weeks ago, I was searching through the best times for me to go. I really didn't want to go that early, if I'm being completely honest. Then I saw that train was actually Christmas themed, so I booked it straight away. I'm in first class. Difference between first class and second class was only like a couple of euros, and you've got a reserved seat in first class as well. So at least I know I've got a seat to go to Vilnius tomorrow. Can't remember off the top of my head what the price was. In tomorrow's episode, when you're watching it, I'll have the price on the screen, how much those tickets cost. And then that also allows you into the first class lounge in Vilnius when I arrive, which will be very early in the morning. Ideally, I would have liked to leave maybe between 9 and 10 o'clock, but what you're going to do is a Christmas themed train, so it means getting up early. Don't judge me. It's really hot at the moment. I think I'm going to give her a few minutes. I know, I caved in. I got myself a pizza. I just didn't want to keep walking around everywhere. And it tasted really good as well, actually. It was quite nice. Total cost for the pepperoni pizza, that was only a small, but it was, it's very filling for me. And a can of Coke came to €12.05. I think I should be back in my hotel in about 20 minutes or so. I can see the Church of the Archangel Michael all the way over there. It's kind of where we started, well, almost started this morning. It's just starting to rain, just ever so slightly. And looking at the weather forecast earlier, it is due to be -3 overnight. So fingers crossed. Wonder if we'll get a little bit of snow tomorrow. And tomorrow is due to be a lot colder day than today. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be traveling to Vilnius. I think I'm going to wear my lined trousers. So they're the kind of trousers I wear when I go hiking back in the UK during winter. Just in case it's a bit cool tomorrow. and I'll make sure my hat is packed near the top of my rucksack so it's nice and easy to get to. I did bring my hiking socks as well to keep my feet nice and warm. I don't know if I'm going to need those, but maybe I'll put those near the top of my rucksack as well, just in case I need to switch out if I get cold feet. Well, I've made it back to the room. It's a couple of minutes to 10 o'clock, so I think I'm going to settle in for the night. I'm going to get all myself sorted for tomorrow morning because it is an early start. Get my clothes out ready, grab a quick shower now as well, and pack my bag. Because when I get up early, when I'm traveling, I hate faffing in the morning, so I like to get everything ready in the evening. So all I've got to do, sort myself out, have a wash, shave, brush my teeth, and put the bag on my back and head to the train station. Train station, I think, is about an 8-minute walk from here. I will get some breakfast as well this morning, hopefully, because I'm going down there really early. Breakfast will be a lot nicer than it was this morning. I'll have somewhere to sit down as well. So I think I'm going to end. Oh, actually, if you haven't seen the previous video, this is the room that I'm staying in. This is the Ibis Kaunas Centre. It's less than £50 a night, so it's an absolute bargain if I'm being completely honest. It's got a small room. It's got a double bed there, desk there, and a bathroom there, which I guess that is all you need anyway. And if you are interested in this hotel, I did book it via trip.com. I'll leave a link in the description down below, or you can scan the QR code on the screen here to go directly to their website and check out this hotel. You've probably seen it. If you do watch my videos regularly, you know I use trip.com all the time for my travels, usually for activities, hotels, even flights now as well. They're quite good value on flights. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, shape or form. I just choose those to go with. Basically, whenever I find a hotel I want to go to, I check out the prices on booking.com, hotels.com, Agoda, Expedia and trip.com, and I'm going to say 9.5 times out of 10, trip.com is always just that slightly bit cheaper, so that's why I book with trip.com. But like I said, I'm going to end this video now. If you've made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. It's really appreciated. If you are new here, my name is Mark, and usually along with my son Matthew and daughter Holly, but they're not on this short little solo trip that I'm on now, we make travel and theme park videos from around the world. And if you've enjoyed watching this video, please think about liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell button. See you in the next video. Bye. Oh, and just one last thing, if you're interested about how much I walked today, that I've done over 36,000 steps, which is 11.7 miles.